Hello, today we're going to look at some mathematical reasoning questions related to many different wide topics in mathematics, and we'll be covering about 78 questions, and these are kind of related to what will be in the HAST test. Okay? So that's what we're doing now. Let's go to the questions. Question 1. We have two generals, Alice and Bob, are 3 kilometers apart from each other. It's assigned to convey messages between the generals to coordinate the armies. If Eric can run at 1 meter per second and it takes 10 minutes to pass on a message, I'm going to take up Alice to pass a message to Bob, then receive Bob's reply. So we have underlined this, right? So now what we're going to do, we're going to convert, first step, convert the 3 kilometers to meters. So you can find the total speed you can travel from Alice to Bob. So you have 3 kilometers is 3,000 meters. And 3,000 meters is 3,000 seconds because the speed is saying 1 meter per second. So if it's 3,000 meters, it must be 3,000 seconds. Just do a little bit conversion. And here also you have to do a bit of conversion. 3,000 seconds, you're going to convert it into minutes. So it's going to be 3,000 over 60, which cancels that out, which equals to 50 minutes. 50 minutes to pass the message from Alice to Bob. Alice to Bob in 15 minutes. So if it takes 50 minutes from Alice to Bob, we have to find out that basically what they're saying is A here, right? They're sending it to Bob, and then Bob is conveying. He's saying it to Bob, right? Now we have to do. Now he's also like conveying the message to Bob. Bob message. Now the Bob, it's going the message. Now Bob is saying. No, Bob is saying a reply. Said a reply to that, but that doesn't take long. That doesn't take anything. So that goes to all the way to Alice, and then he has to reply the message back to Alice. This might be a bit confusing, but if you can see, this is 50 min. Then you have 10 min because it's passed the message to Bob. And now Bob is sending back the message, but it takes no time, 0 min. Because it doesn't say anywhere that for the other person to pass it on to him, it doesn't take any time. And then he goes to, never mind. Sorry. Yep. From there, he runs to Alice, right? So it takes 50 minutes. And then now he has to pass on the message to Alice. It takes 10 minutes. So if we do this, we can find that it's 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 50 equals to 100 plus 20, which equals to 120 minutes, which is this answer. Okay, that's the answer to this question. There is an easier way to do this. If you don't understand it, please say in the comments. I will reply it back. The moment on a force acting on a lever arm is defined by this formula. M equals to M times G times D, okay? M equals to M times G times D, okay? Now we have to say that they say that in this diagram that both of these are equal. And they're saying if both of these are equal, what's the value of x? And to find the real weight of all of them, you have to find the m, the the capital M of both of them. So if we find the capital M of the first one, we can figure out that capital M of the first one is equal to 20 times 9.8 times 50, and they say those are balanced, so it's 8 times 9.8 times by x. Okay, times by x. I'll put x in a different color so it can be easier to identify. Okay, times by x. Okay, so if we simplify this, we find that 98 equals to 78.4 x 78.4 x 78.4x. Okay, now if we divide 78.4, we can find that x equals to 9,800 over 78. But we shouldn't do the point. We can do the decimal point, but it's a bit easier without it, so I just increase it. It's 98,000 over 784. It's like if I simplify it, it equals to if I divide by 14 on both sides, seven 7,000 over 656, I think. 56 times by a 7, 14, 60, 24 over 56. Yep. If I simplify that, it's going to equal to 1,000 over 8, which is also 125. Equal to 125, and that's why it's A. Okay, let's go to the next question. I'm sorry for taking a lot of time in these questions, but okay. So, let's do a different color. Which team is most likely to win the World Championship? So they say, how do we analyze this diagram? So BHC has a 60% chance of beating the Hydras team. So if you want to see in favor of BHC how much it's beating also other things, so we have to see by this. So we have SO, so from SO we have to see in this diagram. Yeah, see SO in this diagram. So SO is Hydras, we get it here. So that is a 75% chance. So since it's a 75%, I'll put in a brighter color. It's a 75% chance we get that SO is qualifying. So we can write SO. Yep, which is. Now we have in this thing, BHC versus LDK. BHC here. BHC has versus LDK has a 80% chance of winning versus LDK. So we write for BHC, which is second. Now if we see SO versus BHC, we see that it says clearly, it clearly says, so from SO, and we go up here, so the SO has a 60% chance of winning versus BHC, So most likely to win the competition is Esser. And that's why Esser is the one who won it. So that's why I put Esser. In this question, in the Japanese proficiency exam, there's a vocabulary section, a grammar section, and a listening section. Grade scores are given for each section. A means you scored 2/3 or more, B means you scored a third or more, C means you scored less than a third. When we read these type of questions, you have to find what information is relevant and what is not. So of course, in everything, the question is relevant. Yep. And then after that, we find that this entire paragraph is relevant. And then after that, we find that this paragraph is also relevant. By reading the question, we have to see which one's relevant and not, and then read that. So what's the minimum number of questions needed to pass the N1? So you need at least 100 to pass the exam. So it must be 100. Okay? It's the wrong way, but yep, same thing. You're greater than that. Yeah? That's a pass mark. Now, if we do it, we get that correct answers is worth 2 marks, and incorrect answers deduct a mark. So, if I was in this case, I would do guess and check, as it's the fastest way to do it. So, basically, we can do 93 times by 2 is 186. 186, and then we do minus the number of wrong ones, which is 87. That equals to 99. So, that can't be the answer. 94. That's 188 minus, how many wrong? 86, which equals to 102. And this is a pass. But let's see the other ones. It's 105 for this. For that one, it's 105. 105, and this one, it's 108. Yeah, you get it? So, what's the minimum number? It says minimum. So, for the minimum one, it's this one. So, that's the answer. Okay? So, this question, Raymond is an economically minded person and buys a budget bullet train pass. That means he can only catch any N-series trains. So, let's highlight what the N-series trains are. N-series trains are these trains. Okay, I'll just highlight them so it'll be easy. In the real test you don't, but in this I'm just doing that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we highlighted the ones that are the N-series trains. How many less trains is he able to catch to go from Tokyo to Kakigawa? Tokyo to Kakigawa, this is Tokyo. This is Tokyo. This one right here, and we have to go out of Kakigawa. So let's see which trains stop at Kakigawa. So we have this train stops at Kakigawa, this train stops at Kakigawa, and no other train. So only these two trains go to Kakigawa, and they are both the K trains. So we write here, K and the N series. So K trains, two trains that go to Kakigawa, And the NCS trains have no trains that go to Kagigawa. How many less trains if you be able to catch to go from Tokyo to Kagigawa? That's 2 minus 0, which equals to 2. And this is why B is the answer. Okay? Mr. Chen wants to know how many packets can be sent per second at the initial rate. So they say that each packet is 6,400 bits in size. Packets are sent out one at a time. Okay? So let's see how many packets can be sent per second at the initial rate. So we have 6,400 bits per packet. And then this is the speed. Initial rate speed. So you have to do 64 million over 6,400. So cancel out these zeros. They go out. 2 zeros go out. And then this becomes a 10. And this also goes out. So this becomes that by 64. A 1. Okay? So basically, we find that the answer for this is 1, 0, 0, and 0, 0, which equal to 10,000. And that's why this, C, is the answer. A number is known to be scary if there is at least one digit in its position. 100 is scary as in the first position there is 1. 321 is scary as in the second position there's a 2. 231 is not scary. So we just have to find what the scary numbers are. Okay? So we 2-digit numbers. So we find that it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then we have 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, 92. Okay, so these are the numbers which are scary. So if I count them, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 equals to 15 plus 3, which equals to 18, which is why this is the answer. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening to the video, and bye.